So this is more to do with when people are going back to their previous roots, wherein people are they're getting tired of the city life. Probably they're going back to their roots, wherein they're buying farmhouses. They're trying to be self-sustainable, wherein they're growing their own plants. Own fruits, own vegetables. And the beauty of Sanatan Dharma is, we believe that there's a God that is there in cow, right? So we try and take care of them. So if you're trying to take care of them, and even as you said, the pregnancy which is done forcefully, if it's not done forcefully, and then if you're consuming their milk products, because from milk we can then get ghee and everything, will that be considered veganism or?
Okay, so anything from animals is definitely not vegan. It's just not. Just like how a vegetarian would not eat lab-based meat and then say it's a vegetarian, right? It's not, it's meat. Similarly, anything from animals is just not vegan, to answer your question. Number two, what you say sounds idyllic. I know exactly, you're talking about Satvic milk. I'm very much aware of that, it's very idyllic. But then I have a few questions for you to answer. And if you can answer those questions, maybe, I might learn something new today. So here's the thing. You said no forced impregnations. So what other kind of impregnations exist, tell me?
So in the sense, they are mammals and they can reproduce naturally in the sense when they feel to reproduce. Right? That is the case.
Okay, so let's take a hypothetical scenario where you now have huge acres of farmland, we'll say. Let's just take this scenario. You have almost this campus size, say hypothetically, okay. And in that you have several cows and several bulls roaming freely, minding their own business, no one's bothering them, no rope, nothing, okay. And these cows and bulls choose to mate on their own record. First of all, mating in nature is very difficult, which is why we do forced impregnations to run a business. Because understand that when in heat, not every female cow is going to allow any male to just mate with her. That's not how mating works. Similarly, even if they do mate, there is no 100% chance that cow will get pregnant. So now you have to pay for the food and well-being of these animals in a huge farm, and you have to wait for them to get pregnant by themselves. Now after they become pregnant, they give birth, the baby has its fair share of milk, and say some small amount of milk is remaining there. And the cow, when you go to the cow, you pet her, she comes to you and she doesn't mind when you take it. Is there any exploitation or violence there? The answer is obviously not. There is no exploitation or violence there. But that's a fantasy that can't exist. Because how can you run such a place sustainably unless you're like a billionaire? It's just not possible.
So it's more to do with the thing that, just to take care of them in the sense, how do I say it? Because now I have this place back at home wherein, we bought this huge place and we have put cows and we let them roam.
Okay, I have a doubt there. We have put cows. Where did you get these cows from?
So, sir, the thing is, from the time I was born, I'm seeing them at my place.
The exact same cows?
So, of course, they have reproduced.
No, I'm not mocking him. I'm only asking this question.
So, they were there, sir. So, it's more of an ancestral home that I stayed.
No, but I'm asking you, these same cows, since your birth, you're saying the exact same cows.
Not the exact same cows. Of course, they reproduce naturally.
Yeah. So, you got the ones that now exist or the babies of the ones who existed before?
Yes,
Exactly. Okay, fine. And these cows, the first one, how many did you have in your farm?
So it started with 6 when I was born.
Okay, 6. Now, how did these cows get pregnant, by the way? How did you manage to get them to get?
So, sir, we have these caretakers for the cows, whom they have a lot of experience when it comes to the cows.
Okay.
And the thing that they somehow made the male cow impregnate the female cows.
Okay. The reason you tone down your voice is because that's not exactly how it happens. Because I too have seen these things. Understand again, we might show love to the animal. I'm not saying you ever want to hurt a cow. You might show love and reverence to her. But sometimes what we do is we try to willfully ignore certain things that do happen, and which, say it and see if I'm right or wrong. There is this small thing where they'll keep a rack, okay, there's this 2 wooden poles here and one in front. She'll put her head here, and then what they'll do is they'll take a bull from there who's already in crazy amount of heat with an erection, and they'll force him to mount that bull. What the hell, man?
Sir, but then the thing being, as you showed in the video.
Okay, that's why I asked you, what are the other ways of making an animal pregnant against her will? How do you make someone pregnant? See, because I can tell you, if she were to mate, you had a big land and they mated, I didn't say anything wrong to that, right? That's idyllic. It's fine. There's nothing wrong. But again, here, notice how so again, we have the right as human beings to control a male bull and make him sexually aroused and then use him to mate with random females so that we can then make this female give birth and drink the baby's milk? Why are we now again dominating these animals? You see, understand that this male is used as a breeding machine. Animals are not breeding machines. They are I wouldn't want that to happen to me or any of us. No one wants to be in that situation, right? I mean, we say cow is mother, right? You believe that, right? But ask yourself, man, would any of us ever allow that to happen to our human mothers and be like, it's okay? Can't. If we call her as mother, we have to treat her that way. And that is not the way we treat our mother. That is a forced impregnation happening there. Yes, it is not with rods and hands, but it is still forced. Because you understand that, here's another question. Those cows you have in your village, do they have a rope around their nose?
No, sir.
Around their neck?
No, sir.
Really?
No, sir.
No ropes at all?
No, nothing.
At least neck, man.
Because
even my friends who are saving cows
it's not at all done for commercial purpose, sir.
Okay, that is fine. But then again, you have to hold her down and fold. Like, does she come in there willingly?
That I'll have to go and see.
Okay. They bring in the expert because, that's how it happens, man. Like, come on, let's be real. If you want milk, without impregnation, it can't happen. And we have different ways. Like you said, a Satvic milk, I believe in the Vedas, right? All this. Okay. It is said that Satvic milk is, again, I told you, in the most idyllic way possible. Where there's a huge, if you are a billionaire right now, you probably can make Satvic milk. Definitely possible. You can buy a huge acres of land, put the cows and buffaloes, they breed. But even then, you'll only get like a fraction of milk a day. You won't get much. That is Satvic milk. Because only after the baby has drunk his share are you allowed to take if she permits, right? You can't just go and take, he drinks first his milk. That's how it happens. So in that case, first of all, the amount of milk you get is less. You have to take care of their veterinary expenses, their food expenses, and also pay rent for the land you have them on. That is very idyllic. And if someone does that, probably you and your family can drink milk. But when you're outside here buying commercial milk, dairy, and ghee, all this stuff, all of it comes from what you saw here, right? The violence happening here. So that's, again, I told you, even in your village, you're admitting the fact that we do force the bulls to mount the cow. First question itself is wrong. That's wrong. It ends right there. And my second point is, let's just say right now you want to start a new farm where no such forced things happen. Where will you procure the cow from? Just tell me. Have you ever thought about that? Where do we get these cows from? Where do they come from? From an auction, mandi. It's called mandi, right? Yeah. How do you think cows in the mandi are born? Forced impregnations. To a breeder. You cannot have a dairy farm or an egg farm, because people also ask me, what if I have a hen here, she lays eggs, and that's an infertile egg, and she doesn't want the egg, and then I'll take and eat it. I won't bother her. Well, again, where did you get this hen from? You bought her from somewhere, which means you're again supporting the breeder, and the breeder is either way taking and keeping the female separately for sailing, and he's killing off the males. So without getting involved in the industry, you cannot start this. The best way I'll ask you to look at it is this. I have seen many Hindus especially tell me that they see pictures of Lord Krishna drinking milk, and therefore drinking milk is Satvic and fine. I say to them, maybe you're right. But that was the Dwapara Yuga. This is the Kali Yuga. In this Yuga, if you want to get milk, it's blood milk. Let's stop looking for the right way to do the wrong thing and accept reality. If Lord Krishna were here right now, he would be vegan, man. I bet you 100%. If he were here right now, he would not condone any of this happening to his cows. No way on earth. So we distance ourselves from reality and make ourselves feel better by saying like, yeah, she gets pregnant, it's not artificial. Well, just because it's not artificial doesn't mean it's not brutal, doesn't mean it's not dominating or it's violent or wrong. So that's my answer. It's just not possible. You're satisfied? Or sure, go on.
One more to do with the, the animals that are going extinct is forceful. I mean, if the animals are making forcefully pregnant there, is that a right thing to do, because they're trying to...
You mean when it comes to these kind of areas where they try to conserve these kind of animals, right? Well, definitely, here's my opinion on that. If this conservation, if we did not do, it will lead to an ecological collapse, then I think it needs to be done. Else ecology collapses there. But if it's not because of ecology collapse, I'd say let's let them be. Don't do it, definitely. That's my answer.
Thank you, sir.
Cool, thank you.